What's going on, all my toy collectors and Batman fans out there? You know who it is. It's your boy Ox. Now, this past week, I know I've been absent from the channel, and it's not because I don't want to be here bringing you guys some amazing content. It's because this past Thursday, your boy Ox just got married. So I had to take a break, focus on the wedding, and make sure everything went accordingly. So make sure you guys show me some love in the comments, because as you guys know, it's not easy to find love in today's age. Now today we're going to be focusing on the brand new DC Multiverse Gold Label Collection Batman and Batmobile by McFarlane Toys, and seeing how this vehicle compares to the other Keaton vehicles made by various toy companies over the years, and if it's worth joining the rest of the toys that I have here in the Cave of Wonders. Let's get to it, guys. Okay, now I want to start off by letting you guys know that this is actually the second 89 Batmobile that McFarlane has done. The first one came out right around April, a couple months before that Flash movie. Now it's the exact same mold as this Batmobile, but it ended up being like a high gloss with like gold rims or like a gold symbol in between the rims. And then the canopy was like a weird different colored gray, which didn't match the rest of the car. It didn't come with the figure, and the box wouldn't have the 89 logo. It would end up having the Flash movie logo right there that had just came out earlier this year. So that's the only difference between this one and this one. The price was a little bit different. I think that one was $60. This one was $75 when I bought it. But then again, it comes with a figure, the 89 Batman figure right here. And I think you can only get that figure with this Batmobile, with this gold label Batmobile right here. I know they just came out with like a 6-pack with all the different movie Batmans, and this Batman might have came with it, but he might have been painted a little bit different. I'm not really for sure because I don't have that set. Now, taking a look at the front of the box, I've already measured it out for you guys. It's 22.5 inches long by 10 inches tall by 8 inches in depth. So that's how much shelf space you're going to need if you're going to be displaying this in the box. Now, this same image right here is on each side. So if you guys rotate the box down, you'll see that it's 8 inches tall with the exact same image. So it might fit differently because then it might be 10 inches in depth rather than 8. So it depends on what way you want to display the box, okay? Now, taking a look at the front of the box, you can see right here it says Gold Label Collection. I got this off of Amazon. I know it's sold out, but just give it time. I'm sure it will come back up before you guys go looking on the secondary market. Okay, guys? Has that 89 bat symbol right there, DC Multiverse, Batman and Batmobile. Let you know down here that it's 22 inches long or 60 centimeters, okay? Now, the box has like a matte finish. But if you guys turn it to the side, you guys can see that the Batman, the bat symbol, and the Batmobile end up being like a glossy image right there. So it makes it pop right off the box. So that's actually really cool. Then if you guys turn it around, like I said, it's the same images on this side right here. But instead of being 10 inches tall, it's going to be 8, and it's going to be 10 inches in depth. So just make sure you take that into account depending on what way you want to display this, okay? The sides just say Batman and Batmobile right there. Shows that really cool image. Then on the back, you can actually see the toy right here. You can see the action figure, what the toy looks like. Let you know right here that it fits most 7-inch figures from the McFarlane series. And then it has a sliding canopy. And then you can see that the Batman fits in there just fine, okay? Now let's go ahead and pop this baby out of the box and take a look at this really cool toy. Okay, now here's everything that comes in the box. You can see it comes with the Batmobile, the 2 fins that hook on the back, a little stand right here, and then this exclusive figure. The figure doesn't come with any kind of swappable hands, extra head, or any kind of weapons or accessories or anything like that, okay? So he just comes just how he is. Now, the little fins right here ended up coming in their own little package inside the box, and so did the figure. He came in his own little plastic packaging. I just ripped them all out, okay? Now, let's start off by looking at this little stand right here, which comes with its own little plastic package right there. Nothing different. It doesn't have any kind of like gold label name or nothing like that on it. It's just a figure stand like he puts with all his other multiverse figures. And then these right here are the 2 fins. You'll know which side to put them on because one side has 1 piece and then one side has 2 that you connect, and you'll see that on the back of the Batmobile in a second, okay? Now let's start off by looking at the figure actually, because everybody really wants this figure. Everyone was excited about getting it. I'm sure people, like I said, already bought this Batmobile. Even though it came out with the high gloss, finish and the weird looking canopy, it was still a cool piece to have. It was just something I passed on, but it was still a really cool piece, to have and to have in your display. But this right here is one of the main reasons why I bought it, because I have so many of these Keaton Batmobiles that this right here is what I wanted. I wanted this 7-inch scale 89 Batman right here, and he looks absolutely amazing. He has a gold belt, little gold symbol right there, and they actually made the bat symbol right, just like it was in the movie. So that's actually a really cool, paying that homage right there. Now looking at his face, you can see it definitely looks like Michael Keaton. Now, if I remember, this was all one piece. So obviously they made it to where his head can move up and down and stuff. But in the movie, this was all one whole solid piece. So you wouldn't have been able to move his head the way, McFarlane ended up making it, which I'm happy because I want to be able to move his head. If you guys remember that old NECA 89 figure that NECA had came out with, it was one solid piece, which is actually accurate the way it was supposed to be. But I do like the way McFarlane ended up doing this. Now, taking a look at his articulation, his head does rotate around. It's a little stiff. I didn't heat him up or anything like that. He does look up about that far. He does look down about that far. His arms do come up. They do rotate around. They do rotate at the bicep as well. He does have double jointed elbows. You can see them really cool fins right there. His hand does rotate around. Oh, right there. His hand does rotate around. It does go in. Does go back out. Now he does have upper torso articulation up here, which you can rotate around. You can move his abs about that far back, make them look about that far down. So, and then he does rotate at the waist as well. You just got to grab right here at the waist at his stomach muscles and rotate him around. So you can have him pointing this way, and then have his stomach looking that way. His legs do come up about that far. They are kind of hindered right here. I'm sure if you just maybe heated this up or something or kept bending it, you guys could. Legs do go out about that far. It does have that Van Damme split going on right there. They do go about right there. They don't swivel up here at all where you can't see, and he doesn't have any kind of thigh swivel right here. He does have double jointed knees. Might want to heat it up because, like I said, some of these parts are a little bit harder, but some of them weren't, like up here in the arms. So he doesn't have any kind of boot or calf rotation right there. His foot does go down. It does go up. It does rock back and forth. It's on a little ball hinge. And then his toes do lift up right there. So he does have toe articulation as well. And if you guys look at his boots, it's really cool because if you guys ever did any kind of research, which I'm sure everybody does, we're all Batman fans here. If you guys remember, he did have a different set of shoes. I think it was like Jordans or Forces, not Forces, but Jordans, some Nikes or something like that. And then like this piece right here was separate. So they weren't actually boots, and then he just had them covered up. So I don't know if you guys knew about that or not, but it's kind of cool how they ended up doing that right there. There's like no Jordan symbol or no Nike symbol or nothing like that on there. But it's just cool that they ended up trying to, match the way his shoes were or his boots were in that movie. So, but yeah, man, really awesome figure. I love the ears. I love the way it looks. I love the paint job. It's not like no high gloss or nothing. It's like a matte finish with like a little bit of, sheen on it. He does have a cloth cape right here, which is different than the Flash movie Batman. That Batman's going to look a little bit different than this one. I actually have it, but I never took it out of the box. But he didn't have a cloth cape. At least I don't think he did. He actually did have a cloth cape. My bad. I never took this figure out of the box. Like I said, it's from the Flash movie. Michael Keaton as well. Obviously a little bit of a different suit, different paint and stuff like that. But he also had a cloth cape. I just never took this figure out of the box yet. I will, but I just haven't decided to end up doing it yet. But yeah, really cool figure. I'll do a comparison of this this Batman with some other Batman, Michael Keaton Batman figures over the years. But for right now, let's move on to the Batmobile, okay? Okay, now when it comes to the Batmobile, the only thing that you actually have to attach to it is the fins right here. So you just rotate it around. And this is a pretty big Batmobile. This thing is 22 inches long, okay? Now, like I said, each one of the fins has a piece on one side and then two pieces on the other. You guys can actually see that right there, how the right side and it's labeled left side as well. So you have an L and an R, and that'll let you know what side to put them in. So obviously you can't put this one in there because it doesn't have the middle piece right there and then two right here. So you want to use this one right here, and it just clicks right in there. Like I said, it's really easy. You'll know. You can't put them on the wrong side because they won't fit. There we go. Then they snap right in. Same with this one. I didn't hear a snap on that one, but I did on this side, all right? And yeah, right there. That's the only assembly that you guys have to do. This doesn't have any kind of guns up here or any kind of missiles or anything like that that shoots. This is more for like, don't get me wrong, you can play with it. You know, it rolls and everything like that. But I think this is just more for like a display piece for adult collectors. You know, obviously people who are, you know, born, you know, with Michael Keaton as their #1 Batman back then. You know, this is just a really cool display piece. I don't really see too many people getting this for their kid to roll around the floor. They might get them like the Spin Master version, or if if they bought the first one, that high gloss one with that gray canopy. A lot of people complained about it. They'll probably give that one to their kid. But this piece is something that I could see us probably, you know, adult collectors, you know, mostly displaying. So, and like I said, there is a big difference with that one, the high gloss, the gray canopy. They also had like gold right here. So these bat symbols were painted gold. I don't think the rims were actually gold, but the symbol right here was painted gold. Maybe this was painted like silver as well. I'm not really for sure, you know, exactly too much. I know the inside might not have been painted, all the details inside once you open up the canopy, but everything else is pretty much the same. Like I said, the same mold, same tires. I'm not sure if that one had rubber tires as well. You guys let me know down in the comments. Like I said, I seen it, but I didn't buy it just because, you know, like I said, I knew he was going to come out with this one. Now, it's already been measured out for you guys. I didn't have to measure it, but it says it's 22 inches long from the fins to the front. Nothing comes out, nothing rotates right here besides the wheels. And these are just stickers right here. I didn't have to place those on. They were already on there. They look like stickers, but they're also like a mold. So they might actually be a plastic piece, maybe with a sticker on it, or possibly painted. I'm not really for sure. I don't want to start digging at it with my nails, but it just looks like its own separate piece with a sticker inside of it. So, yep, this right here is that little turbine in the front. It looks really cool. No rotation or nothing like that. Looking at the top, like I said, there's no buttons you push or anything like that end up making these little machine guns pop out, so you're not going to be expecting that. I have seen people on YouTube and in some of my Facebook groups, they end up creating some kind of like little turrets right here. They end up putting like magnets in there, opening this thing up and putting magnets. So I'm sure you guys can find that on Etsy or on Facebook or something like that, and they'll steer you in the right direction, okay? Taking a look at all the lines and scope work. Like I said, this is all painted right here, all the turbines and everything like that. Looks really nice. It's not just silver. It has like a, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are going to, you know, customize and paint this a little bit more to make it look even more realer. And then this right here actually looks like a screen, you know, like a vent for that air to come flowing out of there. The tires are all rubber, like a really hard rubber. Then you can see like the rims right here, a little bat symbol. The tires all have tread on them, which is really cool. That's really awesome that they ended up doing that. You know, it's funny because the 89 Batmobile that came out for the Spin Master, I mean, for the Flash movie made by Spin Master, I thought those wheels were rubber too because they had like a little tread on them, but they ended up not being rubber. They ended up being in plastic. And that was a cool Batmobile as well. This right here is the back. There's no lights. This is its own separate piece. That's not a sticker. So this is its own separate little plastic piece that's painted red. I have seen people take these out and put lights in there as well. Like I said, I don't have any names to drop right now because I didn't buy any personally, but there are people out there that do customize and rip these out, and they'll send you like a whole kit, or you just send them your Batmobile and they can do it for you. This right here is that flame exhaust. There's no flame piece that pops out of there. It would have been cool if he put like something, because he does make a lot of them different flame effects for his action figures. Would have been cool if he added that in there but for the price of $74 with the figure and everything, I'm not going to complain. So this doesn't pop open or anything like that. The trunk, if you guys remember those old Kenner or Toy Biz action vehicles, the top popped open. This right here is the other side, exact same as the side we just looked at. Now, if you guys remember what I was saying earlier about the first version that had came out, the canopy was gray. So this would have been like a high gloss, and then the canopy was like, it was gray. There was no like, you know, light shining on it that made it look any different. It was like a light gray. So it looked really funny. I'm going to guess that maybe McFarlane was rushing, trying to get these out before the movie to, you know, maybe not compete with Spin Master, but to also make sure that he had his merchandise out before the movie like he was supposed to. And maybe it just didn't get painted the way it was supposed to. I'm not really for sure. But there's a button right here at the top. If you push that button, the canopy pops up, and you'll see it pop up right here. It pops up, and then it will slide forward, just like that. You kind of got to lift it a little bit, but then it slides forward, just like that. And then you can sit your figure inside of there. I also think that it does rotate up, so you guys can, you know, push it. You can't lift, yeah, you just lift it up like that. Or you might want to push it back a little bit. That way it kind of goes behind here, okay? So when it pops up, if you move it forward, you know, it's going to sit right here. But if you move it back just a little bit before you lift it up, then it'll kind of sit all the way back behind this piece right here, basically behind the seat. Okay, now this is what it looks like. You can see right there, the seat even has little details, little stitching on it and everything. This right here is all painted, this little side areas for his arms to sit. or, you know, for him to walk inside and step right there. Now, like I said, I'm not sure if the first version even had that painted or not. I don't think so, but, you know, you guys let me know down in the comments if you guys purchased that first one, okay? Because I don't think all this stuff was painted, if I remember, when I was watching other toy reviews. But yeah, you can see everything's all painted gray right there. No extra colors. It's just painted gray. It's just the fact that he decided to do that. He took out his time to add those different details. Maybe he was listening to, you know, the fans out there who wanted to see this Batmobile the way they wanted it, the way they really wanted it. This color paint and everything like that. So it's nice that he just went in there and go ahead and painted all that. Obviously, like I said, if you're a customizer, you guys can get in there with some reds and greens and paint those different knobs different colors. Now, the steering wheel doesn't rotate, doesn't move the wheels or anything like that. So if you guys try and rotate it, it won't. And like I said, the figure is meant to fit in there. So let's go ahead and try fitting him in, okay? Yeah, you want to make sure those ears are below there, just like that. See how I kind of pushed him down a little bit and slid his ear in there? Kind of got to tilt him sideways just a little bit. Then it shuts. Then you just push it down right there and it ends up locking in place. Then you want to open it. You push that button again and it pops open. Let's get an up-close look at him sitting in there. Like I said, you guys can push his cape down and rearrange it. That's probably the reason why McFarlane decided to do the cloth cape. That way he was easily able to get in there. Because if you know all the other figures that he does, most of them all have them hard plastic capes. And it's hard to bend those figures and put them into these different vehicles. But yeah, looks really dope. Looks really cool. I love this Batmobile. I don't have any complaints. There's one thing that was a big deal. You guys can kind of see it from the side. It's that the canopy kind of goes up. You guys can see that right there. It kind of swooshes up right here in the front when it should kind of go down. So it should kind of be like this a little bit more, sit a little bit lower. And not a big deal for me, but I guess, you know, it is something that people can customize and cut and try and move this top down just a little bit. For me, I'm not going to do it because I don't mind the way it looks. I have so many of these different Keaton Batmobiles that every one of them has something that I like, which I'll do a comparison to show you guys coming up next, okay? Okay, real fast, let's take a quick look at this new McFarlane 89 Batman figure compared to some other Michael Keaton action figures that had came out over the years made by different toy companies. I already measured him out for you guys. He's 7.5 inches tall, right up to the top of his ears, okay? And this right here is the one that we just looked at. This right here is the 1989 Toy Biz, based off of the first Batman movie as well. He measures out at 5.25. Yep, and then this right here is the Kenner 1990 Batman, also based off of the movie. This is when the license switched from Toy Biz to Kenner. He measures in at 5 inches. This right here is the DC comic Multiverse, made by Mattel. This Batman measures in at 4.5 inches. This right here is the Spin Master, came out for that new Flash movie. He measures in at 4 inches. And this right here is the Jada Toys. He came with that 1/24th scale 89 Batman. He measures in, and I think it's 3 inches, okay? So as you can see, they're all different sizes, all made by different toy companies. Some of them had gold belts. You know, the Toy Biz had like a bright yellow belt, which was wrong, you know what I mean? But that's probably why they lost the license back then. But we got a couple cool figures and vehicles out of them from that Batman movie before they switched over to Kenner. Kenner just did an even better job with the way the figures looked. You know, they actually ended up kind of looking a lot like Michael Keaton. You know, these figures weren't as obviously as expensive nowadays as the DC Multiverse figures in general, you know, but they always did a really great job, you know, with just the way these figures ended up looking. You know, the gold bat symbol, the gold belt, you know, not a whole lot of articulation, but they looked really cool. And then this right here, which looked even better, this came out in I think maybe 2007, 2008 or something like that. Like I said, this is made by Mattel. This is a 4.5 inch figure right here, but he looks a lot like Michael Keaton as well. These figures were actually really cool. A lot of detail, good articulation, you know, legs didn't just move up and down and bend at the knees. So really cool figure right there. Like I said, this is the Spin Master figure. Did an awesome job as well. He's obviously in a different suit, not the 89 suit. It kind of looks like it, but he's in the suit that he wore in that new Flash movie. Good articulation, only 4-inch action figure, cloth cape. And then, like I said, this is the Jada Toys. He doesn't have any kind of articulation. You know, face doesn't look anything like Michael Keaton, but he's a really small figure. Just came with that Batmobile. Has a rubbery cape that does, you know, it is kind of flimsy. It does move around a little bit. Not like the cloth capes, but a cool figure in general. And then, like I said, this is the the one that came out for the Flash movie. I'm going to rotate this up for you guys. This is the one that came out for the Flash movie. Like I said, I just never ended up opening him up, but he does. It still looks like a really cool figure. He comes with a little grappling gun and a batarang and some hands that you guys can actually, you know, swap out his hands with. I'll probably end up opening this up and then swapping out his hands and maybe painting this black right here, that little grappling gun. So it's a bonus that I bought this figure as well because I can use these accessories with this Batman. So... And then that right there is my really cool New Era 1989 Batman logo hat. If you guys want to buy that, you guys can head over to superherostuff.com. They're not a sponsor or nothing like that. They're just who I buy my hats from. It's a really awesome hat right here. So, like I said, really good embroidery, really good detail, really cool logo right there on the back, all right? Yeah, go ahead and go check them out at superherostuff.com and get you guys a really cool hat. Okay, now before I pop all these vehicles out of the box and do a comparison for you guys, I just wanted to let you guys see the front of the boxes real quick. This right here is that Dark Knight Collections by Kenner Batmobile that came out in, I think, 1990. This right here is the 89 made by Toy Biz Batmobile. This right here is the 1991 or maybe 92 Bat Missile from Batman Returns. All of them are the exact same Batmobile. They just have different things that they do. And this right here is the new gold label one that we've been doing the review on, okay? Let's go ahead and pop these babies out. Okay, now this right here is all the different 89 Batmobiles I have, or Keaton Batmobiles basically, all by different toy companies. This right here is that Jada 124 scale Batmobile. This right here, the canopy does slide open. It can fit 2 figures, but 2 figures... You know, it's meant to, it has 2-seater, but figures don't actually fit in there. At least not the figure that came with it. Has these little pop-up machine guns right there on each side that pop out. No missiles, kind of like a model car. This right here is the Spin Master, the Flash movie. You open it up, it'll fit 1 figure in there. Slides open, you can fit one of the 4-inch action figures in there. You can actually fit the Kenner figures in there as well. And those are 5-inch, and so does the Toy Biz, the 5.5-inch figure as well. This right here is the Kenner Dark Knight Collection Batmobile. Obviously, this one has the machine guns as well. You push them, the machine guns pop up. Has a missile that shoots out right here if you push that button. It's only a 1-seater. The cockpit doesn't slide open, little canopy, but it just opens up like that. Has 1 figure that fits in there. And you can see the different sizes right here. You know, Spin Master's a little bit smaller than the Dark Knight one. The Toy Biz is bigger than the Kenner Dark Knight one. This right here is a 2-seater as well. The back opens right here. Has 2 missiles that pop out right there. The missile doesn't shoot out right here like this one does. And it doesn't have a canopy. And this right here is the Kenner Bat Missile from Batman Returns. This one has a canopy that doesn't slide. It just pops open. It's a 1-seater. Instead of having machine guns, it has little missiles that shoot out right here. So, and then obviously, if you guys know, you push the button on the top, the sides pop off, just like you did when the Penguin had control of the vehicle. And then if you guys, you know, obviously the one that we've looked at today, you can see that this one isn't as shiny as these ones right here. It's more of like a flat black. And then actually got into a little debate today. This is supposed to have gold rims right here. But as you guys can see, the first 89 Toy Biz one had silver, a silver bat symbol. It didn't have gold rims. But the Dark Knight Collections one had gold rims. Spin Master one didn't have gold rims. And neither did the Jada Toys one right there. But, you know, he was complaining about this one, basically, the new one by McFarlane, saying, oh, I like the first version had gold rims, even though the paint job and everything was all messed up. And I'm like, well, this is meant to look just like the 89 Batmobile from the movie. It's not supposed to have gold rims. You know, that's why it's made different, and it's advertised not with the Flash logo, but with the 89 logo. So maybe he just thought over years of collecting these ones that it had gold rims, you know, but it's not really meant to have gold rims. So at least not in my opinion, of course. But let me know down in the comments if you guys think differently, you know. Not for a debate, just for, you know, informational purposes. So, and yeah, obviously this one doesn't have any kind of machine guns or missiles that pop out or anything like that. But that canopy does slide forward and it does pop up. So that's actually really cool compared to the other ones that don't have that. And that's why each one of these Batmobiles is always going to, you know, have a place down here in the cave, because they each offer something different. Each toy company made these Batmobiles in a way that was best suited for them. You know what I mean? Maybe with what technology they had at that time. Like I said, a lot of people don't like this Toy Biz one, but it had 2 seats. So, you know, it has its place down here because the other ones don't have 2 seats, you know? So, But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this new gold label Batmobile next to that Spin Master Batwing from the Flash movie and see how they look next to each other. Not the McFarlane gold label one, the $250 or $150 one, but the one that Spin Master did, the really big one meant for the 10-inch or 12-inch action figures, okay? Okay, now this right here is a comparison of the new Batmobile we just looked at, right here next to the Flash movie Batwing. This right here is for the 12-inch action figures, but I'm going to probably end up modding it and trying to fit the 6-inch or 7-inch action figures in it, I mean. And as you can see, it doesn't have a high gloss paint job either, so it ends up fitting in really well with this Batmobile, this new gold label Batmobile right here. So, yep, just wanted to show you what those look like, and then one more comparison, all right? All right, now since I'm an 80s baby and I love me some Michael Keaton Batman, you know I had to have the Buddy L 1992 Batmobile. This baby is so cool. I actually have two of these. I don't have it displayed down here normally just because it's so big. I mean, you can see it. That's my 30-inch Batman, Christian Bale, Batman Begins Batman, sitting in there holding that new McFarlane Gold Label Batmobile. And this is a really huge car. I don't have the battery in it, but I was just pushing my youngest daughter around in it the other day. So, yep. And you guys can see just how big it is compared to that new Batmobile we just did a review on. So, yep. And this thing is drivable. Like I said, I just don't have the battery inside of it. And yeah. You know, crazy. I think it's like 57 inches compared to this Batmobile, which is about 22 inches long. So, this is, like I said, I have two of these actually, but I just don't display them down here. So, well, yeah, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this look at the DC Multiverse Gold Label Collection Batmobile. Like I said, this is a really awesome piece to have. Anybody who missed out on it, I hope you guys are able to find it. I'm sure if you guys just give it time, McFarlane will throw it back up on Amazon or something like that. It's a really awesome piece to display down here. No matter how many of these 89 Batmobiles you guys have, it's always nice to have another one, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'm sorry again for not making any content the last week. Like I said, man, I got married, so that was more important than toys. And, you know, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below. And let me know if you guys ever had one of these before, man. This Batmobile is a really cool centerpiece to have. I just don't have the room to display it down here. All right, guys, stay cool.